Okay, welcome everyone. So excited to be here with you today for unlocking a new era of retail marketing with Jasper. In today's webinar, we're going to go over the state of retail marketing, our Jasper solution, and a product demonstration. My name is Angie Hottinger. I'm the Director of Product Marketing at Jasper and delighted to be joined by Kevin O'Day, our Senior Solutions Architect. But first, before we kick in, I wanted to take a quick minute and say thank you. I know your time is very precious, and we greatly appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today. And beyond that, thank you in advance for your engagement and feedback. The AI market is moving so quickly, and we appreciate your time and perspective as we tackle some big problems and drive success for our customers. And speaking of our customers, they are and always have been at the center of everything we do, which is why I want to kick off by sharing our mission statement. We're a company built by marketers for marketers. And at the end of the day, the reason our company exists is to elevate marketers with the power of AI. This mission guides our entire company strategy, the decisions and trade-offs we make every day, and we pride ourselves on really staying true to this mission even as the market evolves, and in doing so, build a system that really helps marketers stand out, scale, succeed, and stay ahead of the competition. But as many of you know, there's so many challenges facing retail marketers right now. There's increasing expectations for higher and higher personalization at retail volume. Differentiating your brand is getting harder and harder. Marketers are bogged down by tactical execution. We constantly hear stories about campaigns getting caught in brand review purgatory. And marketing teams are perpetually underfunded and understaffed. And AI promises to solve all these problems for retail and consumer goods marketers by delivering that personalization at scale, focusing on creativity and brand building instead of execution, increasing ROI and effectiveness, and being able to do more with less. But AI is failing to actually deliver success for retail marketers. 65% of marketers say they're using AI already to do their job, but 85% of leaders say they see no business impact. We're calling this the AI impact gap. And what we're seeing in reality is most generic AI it does not scale across multiple outputs and formats. It's disconnected from marketing systems and processes. There's inaccurate and low quality outputs that cause marketers to lose trust, and it's disconnected from KPIs and OKRs. And retail and consumer goods marketers in particular need brand quality and consistency, which is really challenging to find with generic AI. And they need scaled multimodal outputs. AI can only take a marketing team so far if it only provides efficiency for one text generation at a time. And at Jasper, we believe that successful AI transformation for marketing teams requires a purpose-built approach. And that's why we're building Jasper, to be a purpose-built generative AI platform that generates marketing outcomes. Jasper has a library of 50 plus out-of-the-box marketing workflows spanning every marketing function and connected to KPIs. And our purpose-built workflows guide every marketer to success right out of the gate. And we have over 100 integrations, flexible set of APIs, and we allow for the creation of custom workflows that can be easily extended into any other marketing tool so marketers can be empowered in their flow of work, whether it's HubSpot for a lifecycle marketer, Salesforce for a campaign, or Contentful for a digital marketer. Jasper gets marketers actually adopting AI to help them with their jobs faster. And Jasper's powerful brand voice control features, style guide, grammar, voice paired with our new AI image suite allows marketing teams to quickly scale personalized on-brand campaigns, meaning creative teams spend less time on backlog and more time on actually building those differentiated generational brands. Our LLM agnostic strategy also means that marketers can expect high quality outputs, which builds trust in AI, which further boosts adoption and ROI. And what this ultimately means for retail marketers is the ability to launch resonant campaigns faster for real AI ROI. Jasper enables retail marketers to get more in market faster by embedding all outputs with marketing best practices optimized for retail use cases and configured with your brand's unique voice, tone, and style and company knowledge. And this translates to a powerful AI human in the loop workflow where Jasper can use your company knowledge to suggest a campaign, write the brief, create multimodal on-brand assets, and then launch them in the systems you already use. And our AI image suite enables you to transform thousands of images in seconds via API if you need to adjust anything for seasonality, etc. And Jasper has the capability for on-brand translations in over 30 languages using your brand's voice, tone, and style and company knowledge. So no more translation and brand approval purgatory. You can launch international campaigns just as fast as local ones. These efficiencies enable you to launch better campaigns faster, get more in market rapidly, and adjust to capitalize on fresh ideas, easily adjust for seasonality, or if you want to A/B test something for performance, you can also do that rapidly. You can see here an example of an easily removing the background to adjust products for a seasonal campaign. And as I mentioned, you can also do this at scale with the AI image suite. And for marketers, staying on brand is critical. For retail marketers who are managing large portfolios and multiple brands, it creates huge bottlenecks for brand review. Jasper enables you to configure each brand's unique voice, tone, style, and have all the assets you create adhere to those particular guidelines. So staying on brand across a large brand or multiple brands is on autopilot. And finally, we've heard so much from our retail customers about how transformative AI is for boosting loyalty and engagement. There's a lot of really exciting, I'd call them advanced ABM applications. But an especially unique one we've heard recently that I wanted to share is targeting abandoned carts to increase conversion. For example, marketers can target abandoned carts for different locations. So if Kevin and I are separately looking at running gear, but we don't complete our purchases, he might be retargeted with gear in a forest-rich background because he's in Vermont, and I might see a beach background because I'm in Southern California. And this personalization might catch our attention in a way that other ads don't and increase the rate at which we complete our purchases. Speaking of advanced customization at scale, I'm delighted to introduce Kevin O'Day, Senior Solutions Architect, so you'll be able to see Jasper in action.
All right, thank you so much, Angie, and hello, everyone. Very excited, excuse me, to show you a presentation of the Jasper solution for retail. In this demonstration, I'm going to play the role of a brand manager for a retailer in the home goods and home improvement space. So let's get started. What you're looking at here is Google BigQuery, the data warehouse where all of the product data from our product catalog is stored. And this product data has a ton of potential for a marketer like me. You can imagine how killer my content and campaigns could be if I were able to access this data as knowledge and context inside of Jasper. Unfortunately, today, it's very hard for me to get this data, and it's even harder for me to use it in an actionable way. But wait, I just received a Slack notification telling me that my BigQuery job is done. Spotlighting Angie here as the brand marketer in the notification. And with this Jasper-powered workflow, I've got all of my product catalog synced to Jasper knowledge base, where it can serve as that knowledge and context for me, helping me to elevate my AI-generated content and ultimately the campaigns that I create. So let me click on this link from Slack, and we can jump into Jasper to take a look at how. Okay, so now I'm in Jasper. And as you can see, all of that product data that was living in BigQuery is now living inside of my Jasper knowledge base. This is really powerful for me because I can now use this as context when I'm engaging with the AI to create better content and campaigns. The first thing that I need to do as a brand marketer is I have to create blogs. One of the brands in my product portfolio is Ryobi, which provides power tools and outdoor products. And I've seen that the overall revenue from my Ryobi products has taken a dip over the last couple of months as a direct result of a decline in organic traffic. Some search optimized blog posts can help me with that. So let's get to work, right? Now, this problem is urgent and I have to move quickly. I don't have time to learn new AI tools. I don't have time to figure out how to engineer prompts and hone and tune all of that. And the great thing about Jasper is that it's built for marketers like me. So right when I log in, as soon as I'm on my homepage, I'm guided to a purpose-built custom application. When I launch that application, I can jump right into the content creation process. Now, the first thing to call out is my company has different audiences that we speak to in different tones and brand voices. Since the audience for my products is a DIY audience, our tone is going to be more approachable, more educational, and very customer centric. So I need to make sure that my outputs are tuned for this audience voice, and I can easily do that by selecting from this dropdown. And you see I have my brand voices already built in. For this particular blog post, I'm going to select my DIY audience. And with a click and a click, I've now tuned Jasper to focus on that audience, and I can keep going through my content creation process. You already saw all that product data being uploaded into Jasper, and with a click of a button, I can access that data and I can start to focus on the products that I'm writing about. So let's do the 40-volt, 12-inch wheeled snow shovel kit from Ryobi. I'm going to attach that knowledge as context for the AI, and here I have a few keywords preloaded that I want to tailor my content around. So let's get writing. And boom, there's my blog post. Now, let's pause here for a minute because Jasper is purpose-built for marketers. Marketing best practices are baked into this output, right? Meaning this title, the structure, the headlines, the H1s, right? Everything is optimized for search right out of the box. Because my brand has a particular style that we want to adhere to, I have all of my style guide rules built into Jasper. So with a click of a button, I can have the system automatically scan and identify any tweaks that I need to make to the AI generated content to ensure that I'm adhering to all of my brand guidelines, requirements, and style. But wait, I need to add an image to my blog post, right? And with Jasper, I don't have to send this content off to my creative team and wait for a week for them to get back to me. Jasper can accelerate this process for me. So let's go ahead and select one of our product images and bring it into the tool. All right, there's my Ryobi snow thrower. But we want to show this product in context for our target buyer. So we want a background that is contextualized for that. Let's ask Jasper to change that background. Something really simple like a driveway recently cleared of snow. I send this off to the AI image suite, and I'm going to get back a series of images that have been optimized or contextualized for me. All right, not bad. Yep, let's go with this one. Now my image is added into my post, and we're ready to go. Perfect. Now in this example, I use Jasper as an individual brand manager to create optimized content that ramps my product revenue performance for products. But outside of the top of the funnel content, one of the most critical responsibilities I have as a brand manager is ensuring that I have as many product pages live on my website as possible and that those pages are performing well, which means they need to get refreshed regularly for seasonality. Luckily, I have a fabulous team of product description writers and content creators that help me manage this. So I'm going to switch roles for a moment in this presentation, put on the hat of one of the content creators of the product description team, so I can show you how Jasper is helping to transform the product description workflow with AI as well. Now, earlier in this demo, you saw that after the Google BigQuery data was loaded into Jasper, I received a notification letting me know that I could log into Jasper and start to compose. And that was great for the brand manager persona because Jasper met me where I was working every day. But that's not necessarily the case for me as a member of the product description team. I do most of my work in spreadsheets and external docs. And the great thing about Jasper is I can bring it along for me. So once that BigQuery job is done, I also get another Slack notification. And this time it's telling me that my data is ready in a spreadsheet. So let me go ahead and click into this Google Drive and get to work. Now here's the spreadsheet. Let's open this up. Perfect. Jasper's created this from scratch for me through a Jasper-powered workflow automation, created all of the rows and columns of data, and it's populated them with the BigQuery data that was pulled over, as well as Jasper-written product descriptions, the most important part for me as the content creator. But we're still not quite ready for AI to automate everything. It's critical to keep the human in the loop. And here I am, that human in the loop. So with Jasper at the ready, I can quality assure my content. I can audit my content and make sure that it's all looking good. And if I need to make any tweaks or one-offs, if I want Jasper to, shorten my content, add a call to action, kind of whatever that sort of polishing exercise might be that I know as the subject matter expert is going to be important for this, I have Jasper at the ready to help me with that process. So my text descriptions are ready to go, but obviously images are a huge part of the product catalog. And I need to update all of my product images for the change of season, right? To align with these outdoor winter products. Thankfully, Jasper can help me with that too. With the AI image suite, I can transform thousands of images in minutes. We want to take a look at what that looks like. So here I am inside of a Google Drive folder, and these should look familiar. These are all of the original images that I have ejected into my folder. Here's the wheeled snow shovel kit. This should look familiar by now. And with winter right around the corner, I have to contextualize all of these images. So with a Jasper-powered workflow automation, once I upload this content into my folder, we pass it through Jasper's API to the AI image suite, and Jasper automatically updates all of these images and returns them to me in a new folder. So here's that same product contextualized with a beautifully clean driveway on a snowy day smiling at me and encouraging me as the consumer to acquire this and get going on my household cleanup. Jasper was able to do all of this at scale across my entire product catalog. So now, thanks to Jasper, my descriptions are ready to go. My images are all refreshed for the season. And now I can work with my web team to push this content live. And if you stop for a moment and think about how long this would have actually taken me without Jasper, this is a game changer. Not only from an efficiency standpoint, launching products and campaigns faster, all while keeping the marketing quality bar high and driving meaningful top line growth. That's the power of these purpose-built generative AI tools. That's the power of Jasper. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you, Kevin. I know the first time I saw some of this functionality as a marketer, it definitely felt like one of those magic AI moments. Delighted to open up for Q&A now. And we've got a few questions. The first one is, can you share a little more about upholding brand quality and voice? This is a great question. I can take the marketer's overview and then Kevin, please jump in with any details. But essentially, there's different facets of this. One, we enable you to configure different brands. So if you did want to manage a multiple brand portfolio, you can do this for each specific brand. But you can first can upload any company knowledge that you want Jasper to be able to reference within your brand. So this could literally be any type of document that you want, brand guidelines, etc., company historicals, your company mission statement, any sort of target customer data, etc., and in addition to integrations. And then from there, you can configure a different brand's voice. And so what that means is being able to really fine tune what you want your brand to sound like. Like, is it approachable and curious? Is it more serious? Is it playful, etc.? And there's a bunch of different modes of configuration there. And then style. I know I've worked for very particular brands in the past where you have to have an Oxford comma or no Oxford comma or case sensitive or not. And you can have all of that auto configured so that when anyone on your team writes, it comes out consistent with your brand quality. Anything to add there, Kevin?
No, I think that was really great. And I think as we learned more from our clients in partnership, I think we're starting to understand how challenging it can be to not only maintain that sort of brand voice in some of those text outputs, but to ensure that the image style guide adherence is there. And we've got some really exciting tools in the pipeline right now to enable teams inside of Jasper to interact with their product catalog and in bulk assess their images and make sure that the color schemes are on brand, the palette is aligned, that even the objects that are depicted in the images are sort of representative of the brand, right? If you're talking about a shoe brand, or you're talking about outdoor products, right? There are certain supporting images, assets, entities in those pictures that are going to be appropriate, and there's some that won't. And maintaining an enormous product catalog like many of our clients do with just manual resources is near impossible, right? It's so much work. So just a ton of potential when it comes to the brand voice, but the image and sort of visual styles as well.
Yes, that's a really great call out. I think one thing about AI being so new and the like our hyper focus on marketers that I've been really proud to work at a company that is so customer centric that like visual guidelines is or the ability to stay on brand with visuals is something that we've heard from our customers, in particular our retail customers, and that we're actively building out and trying to solve for very quickly. And so that's been a really nice just way to incorporate our real customers' needs into our roadmap. And speaking of that, the next question is actually around if we have any analytics or insights that Jasper provides based on the outputs. So we don't currently have a analysis of your campaigns. We're still what we've heard from our customers is that they want to work in the systems they already use for that analysis. So we've been more focused on being a system of creation that seamlessly syncs with your systems of record. And so we don't currently have that, although we have been hearing a little bit about it. So I imagine that might be something similar to visual guidelines where we might think about in the future if we continue hearing about it from customers. Next, quite lots of great questions. Please keep them coming.
Angie,
Oh,
one thing I would weigh in on the analytics and insights is that when clients are using Jasper to generate content and then ultimately moving that content into a variety of content management systems or distribution channels, one of the things that we're able to do is sort of assist in modifying the metadata associated with the content and helping teams keep track of what was AI generated versus what was produced maybe by the current marketing team, and then analyzing the performance of those two things, right? So tagging a website page or social post inside of your content management systems, right, or your social management systems, and then being able to cut your data or run your reports and start to see how am I performing, where do I have opportunities to optimize. So that's kind of one way that we might feed data into another system to support the analytics piece. I think going forward, what we're intending to do is start to pull some of that analytics data into the platform to help us understand here's what's performing well across your content catalog. And based on the analysis of that content, we think there's some opportunities for you to either produce more in this area or do an overhaul in that area so that we're constantly using data to come up with better ideas and innovative ways of driving just higher performance across all of your marketing.
great point. Thank you. Actually, next question, I think you'd be best suited to answer, Kevin. What else does Jasper integrate into?
Yeah, I love this question. It's the thing I'm maybe most passionate about in my job today is the ability to kind of bring Jasper everywhere. And today you have out of the box integrations with a lot of the content creation tools like Google Docs or Microsoft Word. We have a Jasper browser extension that allows you to interact with any sort of browser content that you're looking at and make modifications to it. So you sort of have this handy tool right there. But with many of our sort of higher end enterprise clients, they have more complex systems and they have custom integration requirements. And with the Jasper API and some of our connector capabilities, we can integrate with just about anything that has a REST-based API. So I've been partnering with clients on some projects to use Jasper inside of Airtable, then read product data in Airtable tables, and then use that data to generate new content right in that environment to enable our clients to essentially work where they are today and leverage the power of Jasper. So whether it's Airtable, whether it's Monday.com, whether it's Adobe Workfront, these are all sort of possibilities. And with our customization capabilities, we can bring to life sort of bespoke integrations to meet our clients' needs.
So I love that. I'm also very passionate about integrations. We know that marketers already have set systems where they do their work, and Jasper needs to be able to be in their flow of work. And so really exciting that we're able to deliver that. I love this next question. Very excited to chat about it because it's very important as you make decisions for your business. What differentiates Jasper's outputs from what I can get from ChatGPT or a competitor? So this is really like the $1 million question. And as a marketer, and I think it goes back to we're purpose built for marketing. And what does that actually mean in practice? We partner with the world's best LLMs. We're LLM agnostic, which means we have OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini, etc. And we have a marketing fine-tuned layer that every output is run through. So what happens is if I'm writing a blog, OpenAI might have the best output for a marketer, but if I'm writing a battle card, it might be Anthropic. And so we have machining on the back end that enables us to figure out what is the right use case per LLM and triage that. And in addition to just that LLM agnostic architecture, our marketing fine-tuned layer is completely built with what are marketing best practices. Like this sounds very it's really exciting for me as a marketer, but basically it's like, what is the proper structure? What is SEO optimization? What would a best-in-class product brief include? And then, so everything is marketing specific outputs. And then in addition to that, if we also have that brand layer. So it would be against every output would be configured against marketing best practices plus whatever best LLM has the most quality outputs for your particular marketing question, plus your brand knowledge, plus your brand guidelines, voice, tone, and style. And so everything is specific for marketers. And where this really comes into play is if you're using ChatGPT or a horizontal competitor, you're getting an output. You're using the same system for your marketing specific job that you would use to plan your vacation, to draft your fantasy football team, to ask a history question. And so I think about it a lot in terms of vertical SaaS. Like if I am a construction company, there is no way that I am using Monday.com to plan my construction site. I'm using Procore because it's purpose built for me. And it's very similar to Jasper. Like our entire roadmap is for marketers. Every time a model is changed, like every time OpenAI changes their models, which is a lot and very exciting that they're innovating so quickly, our team is actually on the back end still testing that every single output is still best for marketers and marketing use cases. If you happen to work at a company that has an internal LLM, that's fantastic, or have a horizontal competitor that has these more generic outputs, they're testing them for IT use cases, which might not be best for marketers. I'd say with Jasper, you can get useful outputs a lot faster that way, as opposed to actually having to spend as long on the prompts as it would to actually do your job. Anything to add there, Kevin?
No, I mean, I think you summed it up beautifully, and I would just maybe emphasize that last part. In the demo, you saw that when I'm ready with my product data, when I have all of my context at the ready inside of Jasper, I don't have to start to work my way through prompts. I don't have to start to figure out how do I talk to this computer to describe all the things that I need. With our partnership, we take care of that for you. We understand content structures, we understand what's unique about what you write and how you write it, and we tailor a lot of that for you so that really the only sort of dependency on you is providing any of the additional sort of insight that you might want the tool to take into account. We handle all of the formatting, all of the rules, all the content structure, so that that first generation that you get back from the AI is already, call it 80, 90% there in the first draft. And then with our style guide capabilities on top of that, a couple of clicks, and in minutes, you've generated a piece of content that you're ready to hand off for final approval. Whereas in the past, that was a process that would take hours, sometimes days for teams to get through.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I think this really is a key point. And like when we talk about that AI impact gap in the beginning, the reason why marketers are not able to realize the promise of AI and really get help with their jobs is a few things like trusted outputs. We've all heard those like horror stories about, like I recently saw about that BDR who used an automation based on a person's last LinkedIn post. And the subject line was, streamline content while you grieve. That and because it was based, the last LinkedIn post was a death in the family. And so we've all heard those horror stories where it's like, of course, if you had proper guardrails on your AI inputs and like in market, for marketing outputs, we would not use, we would have guidelines that say not to do that, but it's not really those like horrific or like hallucinating outputs that cause the lack of adoption. It's these generic outputs that you try so many times to do something with ChatGPT that really takes you longer than it would to do your job, and you kind of just give up. And that's the story we hear over and over, that it's not actually helping marketers achieve their jobs in a way that's not just brainstorming or ideation. And that's what we're really trying to do, to build specifically for marketers so that they can actually use AI to increase their KPIs and sustain them over the long term. And I would love to, like, any follow-ups on that, please let us know. Next question, also very, very important. If we upload brand info into the AI, is it kept private or is it exposed and used to train the AI further? So your data is your data. It is not used to train Jasper or third-party LLMs. And so Jasper is like enterprise grade security governance and compliance. We have enterprise grade encryption, SOC 2, GDPR, etc. So like definitely your data is secure on that end. From an LLM perspective, not used to train Jasper or our LLM agnostic architecture. If you do work in a regulated industry, we also have options for secure deployment, like flexible and secure deployment, if you did want to take that extra layer. Any other questions? Also, feel free to ask live. Leave it open for a few more minutes. If anyone is further interested in security, by the way, we've got several white papers up on our website that discuss exactly the guardrails we have in place. Okay, I think that will conclude for today. Thank you so much for the fantastic questions and engagement. We really appreciate your time, and please let us know if we can be at all helpful in the future. And have a wonderful rest of your day.